Hey, I fucks with you, I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, I fucks with you. Just know that. Let's get it. Block Legend 7. Put some respect on my name. Talk to me nice. When it come to
Wednesday, y'all. Greetings and salutations as always, and welcome to Logic Lounge with your boy Fleazy Jones, episode 36. Brought to you by Block Legend 7, of course. Shouts out to Block Legend 7, ING Records LLC. Man, hope everybody's having a lovely, lovely Wednesday. Had a big ass smile on my face because I am excited for today's episode, man. We bringing back one of my, I'd say, more valued guests that was there within the first 10. Actually, he was number 8. He was my 8th guest, and now we at 36. And that's the homie Jmac O'Connell, man, Ireland's finest. Man, this cat is a jack of all trades. When I tell you I'm excited to get him back on the lounge, man, he coming, first of all the way from Ireland. So, man, it's like the wee hours of the morning where he at right now, and he's taking the time to come rock with us, man. But this cat's an author, poet, rapper, battle rapper, singer, you name it, man, this cat does it. And like I say, man, I told him when we had the first interview, man, you're welcome to come back anytime to let us know what's been going on in your journey. And so here we are with that, with episode 36. I see my mans is in the room, so without further ado, I'm going to bring him up. We're going to talk our shit.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, my brother
Hey,
from another mother.
what's going on,
And
bro? What you saying?
it's you, brother. It's you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, bro. It has, man. That interview was sick. I had a lot of fun, and do you know what it is? I don't even do much of this stuff, to be fair, because I'm busy, bro. I'm busy. Do you know what I mean? But I always show love to Block. I always show love to you, because yeah, from day one, man, you've always kept it real, and I fuck with you, so I'm here.
Man, and I appreciate it, man. I was just telling the people that last time we talked, man, that was my 8th episode, and now here we are at 36. And I remember the last interview, man, it was a lot of the, I would say, under construction going on with you, man. I remember, of course, I had to go back and check it out. And a lot of it, man, was building because, you know, you had been dealing with some shit at the time, and you were getting through that shit. And I got to say, for one, bro, you definitely look different. You know what I'm saying? In a positive way, absolutely. Like, because I know it was a lot of shit going on. So from that, bro, I'm going to kick it off like this. Like, what's the difference now? What has changed since our last interview?
Yeah, man, you know what it is? Like, in terms of the shit that's happening, that hasn't subsided in any way, shape, or form. But I just think, I think after a certain point, you just kind of get better at dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you a quick example of just like my mind state compared to where I was before. I was traveling recently and I lost my, I had my like €700 laptop in my bag. I left it there in Dublin. We were going to Wexford, which was a completely different county. And then when we arrived here, somebody said to me, "Oh, where's your laptop?" And I went, "Oh, shit." And then they were all panicking and they were like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And they were like, "Are you not raging?" And I just looked at them and I said, "Well, that's inconvenient." And that was it. Like, that's as much as I deeped it, whereas before it probably would have been a massive issue for me. I think just in general, what's changed is that I'm better at discerning what's worth getting annoyed about, what's worth, you know, because the way I look at it, bro, is like it has an never worked for any human ever where something shitty is happening. You've sat there and gone, "Ugh," and then all of a sudden that fixed the problem. It's never happened in the history of the human race. So what's the point? You know what I mean?
Facts, facts. And I understand, man, that you've switched zones, that you've gotten out of the place that you were before. You killing right now in this battle rap shit, and you're not gonna pass without some stories of that. So like, man, what was that like, man? Because like you say, I understand that shit might be the same, but I gotta say, Jmac, looking from where we started and meeting each other to now, brother, shit is not the same. It's not the same whatsoever. Right now, you looking like an animal, man. I need details on how J-Mac got out here and started devouring shit.
Shit, man. You know, okay, with battle rap, fuck me, bro. This is what it was. Yeah, when I was younger, before I ever contemplated rapping or any of that shit, I used to fuck heavy with Don't Flop. You've probably heard of the platform because you've got the Disaster has you know, Diz from like King of the Dot, he's battled on Don't Flop. Thesaurus has battled on Don't Flop. Like a lot of big Charlie Clips, you know, a lot of people. So I used to watch Don't Flop growing up, and I thought it was cool and stuff like that, and that was fine. And then I kind of just got into the music thing, and what I noticed is on Instagram, because I'm a very combative person, so I'm quite cool and chill if you're cool and chill, and sometimes people mistake that as, oh, he's a bit soft because he's soft spoken, but then it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like the second they fuck about. So yeah, it was when I was on Instagram, everybody, like someone would say some shit about what I was spitting, and then I'd just be like, clash me then. So it started on it because I'm like, why are we sitting here talking? I don't get the concept of fully grown adults sitting there on the phone screaming on your phone. Are you serious? Like, you know what I mean? I just say, let's okay, you think you're better at this thing? Come prove it. So what happened is I entered like a tournament ad hoc, Tracks on Tap, a good platform. Y'all should check it out, definitely. And they had this competition, reckless shots. And a load of people entered, and basically what I did is I spent all of my rounds a cappella, the entire competition, while all of them were spitting on beat. And I managed to get to the final. I knocked them all out, even though I was doing a cappella and they were spitting over a beat. And then I lost to the last guy. He took it like by one round, and he deserved it, to be fair. So I lost that. Anyway, fast forward a little bit. Anytime anybody wanted beef, like online, I'm like, all right, okay, tomorrow we come back, we clash, but I killed everybody. Like I'm not even, this is if easy, I'm not even here sucking my own dick, but I did just murder everyone. And I was like, oh, cool. So then, long story short, I heard through the grapevine that a platform in Ireland called Rap is Full were looking for tryouts. So I messaged the guy and I showed him a couple of clips of the Tracks on Taps thing. He said he'd give me an opportunity. I went in and I was nervous as fuck because one of my issues that I have is I find it hard to remember lyrics because I write so much they don't stick in my head. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I was nervous about it. So we did a 1 minute 2 round. I battled this big fat guy, and I just fucked him up, bro. Like between the jokes that I was doing, between like the shit that I was saying to him about what he looks like. His name was David Morton, and I said, David Morton, in the morning to get you out of bed, it probably takes a forklift. Like, and I figured out and then yeah, so I beat him, and I was like, yo, and then everyone was coming up to me at the event, and they were like, yo, what the fuck? You're a newcomer. They're like, how long have you been rapping? Similar to the conversation we had. Mm-hmm. How long have you been rapping? I was like, about 2 years. And they're like, what? They're like, bro, you're so good at this. They're like, keep going, bro. So, and then that was cool. But then the platform actually died. Rap is Full died. And then along came a platform called Premier Battles. Now, I got to shout Premier Battles out big time because they have literally made my stock. They have literally got me to the place where I am now. In terms of battling, they've opened up their Irish branch, and what they've done is they've just tried to find Irish talent. So I entered a tournament called the Academy Tournament, and what would happen in that case, because they're eventually like they've got a proper belt, bro. It's a like like a wrestling belt. It's quite prestigious. So basically, what it was is that whoever wins this academy becomes the number one contender. You beat the number one contender, then you get a title shot. And that trajectory to go from that to that, like that's unheard of. It's insane. Now I did enter the academy, but I said to my coach, I said I physically want the most difficult path. I said pick put me against the hardest people. So for my first clash, I was against a guy called Baylor, but he didn't show up. But I still spent my rounds anyway. And then everybody told me afterwards, they were like, yeah, you definitely would have won. Do you know what I mean? It was a standout performance, even better than the first one. My next clash was a guy against called Guame. Now, Guame is the longest reigning title holder for battle rap ever, anywhere, even in the US.
Okay,
Like,
that was my question. Okay.
yeah. So Guame, he's the longest running title holder. He's won many freestyle champions. Like he could freestyle and smoke everybody in the room easily. I can't give the guy flowers enough because he's fucking talented because he beat me. So we had a clash, and the judges gave it 2-1. He won. I won. I took a round and then he won too. His experience beat me. His approach beat me. I learned a lot from that clash, and it did hurt a lot. But when I came away from it, because I'm not used to losing, but I learned a lot. And then I came back for my next battle, and I ended up battling a guy called SBE, and then I completely just zipped it, body bag closed. And now my next battle is a guy called Kid B, who actually is the last guy's cousin. So it's a bit of a family feud thing. I'm going for the second cousin now, and I'm battling him on the biggest card in Irish history to date. So it's the first title defense in Ireland properly, and it's huge, man. Like for Ireland, this is huge. It's the biggest card in the history of Ireland, and I'm on it, like, you know. So it's an honor. So that's why I've leaned into battle rap so much, man. Is because it was never my intention for it to become such a primary thing, but once I got in there, I just loved the blood. Like I love the war. I love the. And one thing is that, you know, all the problems I was dealing with before and shit like that, I'm still dealing with them. But the fact that I get to go in, stand in front of another man's face and like roar in his face and say whatever the fuck I want, that for me is one of the biggest releases, and I think that helps my mental health quite a lot.
That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to those in the live, man. You see, I got a comment. He say, I'm a rapper, Young Tex, but being a battle rapper, that shit is hard. Absolutely. And I gotta say, man, this cat Jmac, the thing is, the reason I asked him that is because you guys have no idea. The man has so many hats. It's amazing that he even has that much focus to battle as much as he do. So that leads me to the next question, man. You're in the battle, and this is current. This is still happening. Last time we talked as well, and not the last interview, you were letting me know that you've gotten back to working. What's the details on that? So now we can expect some songs from Jmac. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're definitely correct in that one. Jesus, it's a case where I really am that guy who likes spinning plates. You know what I mean? And like with ADHD, with the way my brain works, I do bounce from project to project very frequently, and I just kind of do what I feel like doing. That's why I find it so hard to work in like a regimented or a segmented environment, or, you know, a monotonous place. But the thing is, I'm actually sitting on about 15 songs that I'm actually fairly proud of, and those are just the ones that I have recorded, and then I have about another 15 or 16. But one thing that a new development and a new announcement in regards to my music is I've just recently become part of a duo. So you're going to hear a lot of my music and my partner. So her name is Lizzie C. She's a female battle rapper from Ireland. She's probably the only female battle rapper in Ireland. And I'm telling you what, bro, she came in and she started kicking kicking guys' heads in. Like, she just is ruthless. She doesn't give a fuck. Like, she just body bagged so many dudes in Ireland that people can't believe it. She's known as the queen of battle rap in Ireland. I would challenge any female out there to even try it with her, and you get fucked up. Like, so I'm starting. Yes, big shout out to a guy that just came in, Red Wolf. This cat here, he's from America, but he moved over to Ireland. He's probably easily one of the best rappers in Ireland, and you know what that means. You know what that means coming from me, Fleazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't give flowers unless they're dope. But in regards to Lizzie, we started a duo, and it's called FTS, which means fuck the system. It's like a subsection. Yeah, fuck the system is right. And it's like a subsection of a bigger collective called FT Dub, which is fuck the world. This collective stretches to the States, to the UK, and to Ireland. So we've got the Irish team, we've got the UK team, and blah, blah, blah. And we're just representing the brand in each place, man. So I've decided that I met a group of like-minded people, put it that way. The guy Red Wolf that you see in the chat, me and him have a song coming together. He has a headline show up in Waterford. Lizzie C, who I mentioned, she's a supporting act, and I'll also be joining them and help because we have a couple of features together and stuff. So as for music, yeah, definitely you guys are going to hear and see a lot more. I just want to perfect a few things because I don't want to put something out because I'm a perfectionist, man. I have shit back that I've been listening for a while. So music-wise, yes. Exactly when, I don't know. Just keep an eye on the page, keep an eye on shit. There is one song dropping from me and Red Wolf. It's called War Me. And trust me, if you listen to this shit in the gym, you will come out 60 kgs heavier just from fucking, like, this is like it's a drill beat and it's a in your face, boom, boom, boom. I've got some R&B stuff in the locker, and I'm hoping to secure a few features with a couple of female artists from Ireland as well as a couple of US artists. So there's shitloads going on, man.
Okay. Now you still open to collaborations, right?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, and let me be clear about this. I'm open to collabs, but a collab is different to a feature. So I want people to understand this, right? I have spent about 3 years now meticulously grinding, working, perfecting, do you know what I mean? Not going to family events, missing social events, all this kind of stuff to make sure I can rap as good as I can. And if we don't really know each other, and if I don't fuck with you on that level, you can't just approach me to collaborate with you. I'm too busy. I got shit I gotta do. So if you would like to feature, you need to pay me for that. And it's not me being a dick. It's not me being an asshole. It's not me thinking that I'm big, Johnny Big Bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Let me give you an example. The guy I mentioned already, Red Wolf, I paid him for a feature because even though we're mates, I paid him because I was like, you're so skilled and I'm so happy with what you're going to bring to the table. I'm going to pay you for that. So the bottom line is that if you want to approach me for whatever, put it this way. If you don't have my phone number, if you don't got me on WhatsApp, it's going to be a feature. So if you don't have my number, and we fuck with each other like that, it's a feature. You're going to need to, and I'll tell you how much in DMs if you're interested, but you need to pay me. My time is money, man. It took me a long time to get this good.
You know what? I can't be mad at that at all. Do you know how many people would be worried to say what you just said because of how it would look? And that's me throwing quotations, you know what I mean? That's absolutely spot on real. No one can be upset at that because in all honesty, you're still open to it. You just say my time is money, and shit, man, you know, I feel the same way. It's a grind. It's a grind. So that's absolutely dope. So let's see, we got the battle rap. And actually I seen a question here from one of the guys. Young Tex was saying, and I'm definitely oppose this question to you because I'm sure it's for you. He say, shit, what's the best way to get good at battle rapping / freestyling on the spot?
Right. Here's the thing, right? what I would recommend, some people might not like what I'm about to say, and they might have reservations about it. But if you want to be as good as I am, then fucking take the advice. Because I'll tell you, there are so many resources of how to get better at rap in general. Number one, study. Watch battle rap. Don't just watch URL. Don't just watch King of the Dot. Watch Don't Flop. Watch in different countries. Watch Scottish channels. Figure out what they do, what works, who's winning, why are they winning. That's the research element of it. Number two, use resources online. Like you can, as cringy as it is, you can go on YouTube and fucking type how to get better at wordplay. There's a page called Lyricology 101, and he has videos where he breaks down how to do bars, how to do schemes, how to do that. Man, I learned all this shit. I'm not naturally a good rapper. I didn't just naturally come out and start freestyling and blah, 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 and doing all this. I technically had to learn a process and blah, blah, blah. So basically put the work in. You know, I've excelled and I have superseded people who've been rapping 10 years in 2 to 3. Because I pinpointed the elements. I'd listen to people and go, let's say, for example, when I was only matching the last couple of syllables, then I heard someone doing internal rhymes and I was like, oh shit. Then I heard someone rhyming in doubles. I didn't even know what it was, but I asked them, they told me, they showed me. Don't be ashamed to ask people for advice. It doesn't mean they're better than you. This is where people get caught up. They think, oh, if I make out like I need help or something, that means that the other person will automatically assume they're better than me. No. That's not the case. Ask for advice. Don't be ashamed to, and you will get infinitely better as a rapper. It's so simple. And I'll give some people advice for punchlines, right? What you're doing with punchlines is you choose what you want to say at the end, and then you write backwards. So what I mean by that,
Dude, you just explained my writing style, sir. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, so I had an idea in my head. I was just like, oh, da 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 da, I'm gonna pick you apart. And then I was like, pick you apart. Now, what picks things apart? I'm not a casting director, but I'll pick you apart. Double entendre. Do you know what I mean? And the more you do that, the better you can become. Another good one is random word generator. Go on the internet, type in random word generator, choose 9 words, flick them, and then look at them, and then go, okay, spider, spider. Oh, something spider. Oh, look, watch out, there's a spy there. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple. And then before you know it, you've got this collection of words that have double entendres and blah, 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 and all this. Just fucking write all your shit down on Google Docs. Just meticulously go at it. Use all the resources. Use Rhyme Zone. Use Rhyme Zone. Just don't be a Rhyme Zone rapper. Because there's a difference between using Rhyme Zone to get better at rhyming, and then there's a difference between writing at all the end and going miracle, spiritual, individual. Like that shit doesn't fly. Real rappers can hear when you're Rhyme Zone rapping. So that's my advice. Put in the study, do the research, put in the actual work with the resources that you have there, and then finally get your own style. Don't fucking have imposter syndrome. Don't think, oh, disaster's sick, I'm gonna be him. Don't do that. Be yourself.
Okay. And like I say, man, this guy is so amazing. Shouts out to everybody coming in live. Of course, this is Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. You're looking at episode 36 with Jmac Returns, brought to you by Block Legend 7. Man, we talking about what's been up to date with the homie Jmac. He's been busy as hell with the battle rap. As you heard, he's now got a collection going. He's making, I like to call them rap factions because I'm a motherfucking wrestling fan. So you got a faction coming out that's finna kick some ass. So now I got to bring back How I Met You, brother. What's going on with Jmac O'Connell, the author and poet?
Good question. So I love coming up with concepts, and I love, like, the way my brain works, the ADHD. When you start a project, it's like, oh, let's do everything quickly. Oh, like, blah, 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 let's get it done. But then there's a certain point where I go, yeah, bored of this. And that's what kept happening with my book. And it's so funny because the book has taken me about 2 years to write. It's not even that big. Now, 2 years of that was probably processing what I wanted to put into the book, because it's not a book you can write without going through the necessary emotions and the ups and downs and stuff. So I had to fully experience and feel those feelings and blah, blah. So that took its time as well. But anytime I went to write, I had to be, I'd get a burst of energy and hyper focus, and I'd write 4 chapters, but then I'd leave it alone for 3 months. So that's just the process of how the book was written. But good news is I finally set my ass down and I finished it. I sent it to the editor, my editor. They're currently looking at it. They've given me some feedback so far, and it's been extremely positive. So I'm hoping the rest of it is. And once the editing process is done, bro, I have a guy who's going to sort me out with a book cover and all that kind of stuff, man. And then I'm going to get onto Amazon. Then I'm gonna sell that book. I'm going to get into my public school. Hopefully, I'm going to try and sell it there. With local stores as well, and hopefully I can get into the library and school curriculum system, but I don't know. That's ambitious, but again, you know I am. So yeah, that's the crack with the book. And the funny thing about it, right? This book was supposed to have nothing to do with poetry. It was called "Thank You for Cheating," but what I decided to do is I decided to start each chapter with a poem that I've written that kind of corresponds with the chapter you're about to read. You know, so this book, it's called Thank You for Cheating. It's about the male perspective of being cheated on and betrayal, and how much it actually hurts, and how, as much as people think men just can shrug shit like that off, I'm sorry, every man, even if you wouldn't agree with me vocally, if you're in love with somebody and they hurt you that way, I don't care how tough you are, that shit hurts a lot. And I want young men and people who go through, because when I was walking past shops, I never saw this book, bro. Do you know how easier it would have been to dig myself out of the hole I was in had I had the correct tools? So that's the idea behind it. I want to give this book, shred myself apart, vulnerability. Yeah, a couple of people might look at it and go, "Oh, what a fanny." Do you know what I mean? He's crying about his girl cheating on him, and that will happen. But then there's going to be one dude who's going to read that and maybe not take his life, maybe figure out that he has value. Because at the end of the day, the book just highlights what happened between me and her. It's very vivid in terms of the situations, but then what I do is I kind of change that into talking about, so based on that, here's what you do, and here's what I've experienced. So I talk about trauma bonding, red flags, you know, glow up, the fake glow up that we all have after a breakup, then the real glow up, and the times and stuff like that. So I've done a lot of research, man, and stuff. So I'm very proud of that book, and that book has taken a lot of my energy. So it's predominantly battle rap music, this book. And then as for poetry, I've been writing bits and pieces here, but not really. But I have started to come on lives a little bit more. And the reason for that is just simply because now the book is finished, I think I'll have more time for Instagram. I build my platform back up, and then once the book comes back from the editors and it's finished, I can sell it to all of you.
Absolutely, because I've definitely purchased it. Now it's you mentioned I call the throwback that will be given because of the type of book that it is. And you said that will happen. So you kind of somewhat answered my question, but I want to elaborate a little more. Do you worry about, because being a battle rapper, man, there's definite aggression that has to be there. Natural force, whatever you feel. You know what I mean? Do you feel that Jmac, the author, will affect Jmac, the rapper?
Okay, let me put it like this. It should. On paper, it should. Like, even when I say to myself sometimes, I feel like a moron. I'm like, bro, you are a battle rapper, but you're putting out, like, the most vulnerable shit ever. You are literally stacking ammunition for other people. But here's the thing. Like, I've got flips for days. Like, okay, you talk about me, my girl cheating. That was honestly frustrating. But how many other people can say that they took that pain and changed it into monetization? Do you know what I mean? I can do that off the dome. This is the thing, is that no one's making a fool of me. Do you know what I mean? Here's the thing. The only way you can embarrass me potentially is if you went away and found, like this is what I find ridiculous, right? About people who are concerned about shit like that. I am the one who put it out there. I am the one. You wouldn't have that information had I not decided to fucking tell you that information. So do you know what I mean? So basically, anybody using angles like that, all you're doing is regurgitating what I've already said. Fair play. That just proves to me that you're not clever enough to come up with your own material. I mean, look, people are going to mention it. People are going to mention it. I've got flips for days. What people don't understand about in the battle rap thing is that it's not about how much of a good rapper you are. It's definitely not. It's psychology. Battle rap is psychology. So if I know, like, bro, I do this all the time. I purposely lure my opponents into making them think that I'm going to say certain things, so they address it, and then I completely ignore it in my battle, so it makes them look stupid as shit. Because Dave brought it up. Now everyone knows what situation, and I didn't even acknowledge it. I'm talking about different things. So that's a little psychological thing that you can use that pisses people off, and then they get frustrated and they lose their mojo. For me, it's just like, I can't be hurt. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, genuinely, because the way I look at it is that, who the fuck is this guy standing across from me? Like, who the fuck are you? Do you pay my rent? Do you suck my dick? No? Okay. If you're not doing either of those things, you don't get to chat to me about anything. Like, obviously, I know it's a battle, so that's what they're supposed to do. So for me, if they were to come up with a really intricate angle and I thought it was really clever, I'd fucking applaud the shit out of it. I'd be like, oh, you got me, you motherfucker. Yeah, she did suck his dick. Do you know what I mean? Because I find it funny. I think you don't know who you are. If someone else's words can affect you and take power from you, you do need to do a little bit of work on yourself. There's no triggering me. No triggering me. The more you try, the more I laugh at the fact that you're frustrated that you can't annoy me. I'm too petty. I'm too petty for it. So yeah, to kind of wrap that up, it's like, when I'm battling, all I am actually hearing is blah, 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 blah. I'm not, like, I don't care what they're saying. It's irrelevant. They're irrelevant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The only reason I'm even listening is so I can go, oh, he mentioned this, right? Let me think of a rebuttal, and then I'll flip it and make him look like a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? And I know I come across as arrogant, cocky, whatever the fuck. I don't really care, because I know I'm good at what I do. I've never came across and said, I'm the best knitter in the planet. Come on, I'll out-knit anybody. Because guess what? I don't knit. I don't practice knitting every single fucking day. But I do practice this every day. So, therefore, I have every right to sit here and go, I'm the best, like, you know?
Yeah. Well, that brings me to the next one. Now, y'all hear this response, right? Like I say, man, Jmac is a jack of many trades. I won't say all, but he is definitely a jack of a lot of them. So with that said, we have spoke about the author, spoke about the poet, the battle rapper, the rapper. There's one more thing we haven't mentioned. What's up with Mr. Suave, Jmac? I feel like it should be, and I know this is not even your name, it should be something like Jamie McConnell, the singer, or some shit. And that's me talking shit, but what's going on? Because you have bust out, and check out his Instagram page, guys. He's got a couple where he slipped out and showed that he's got some vocals. Is there anything in the works with you singing?
Yeah. Yeah, there is. I'm glad you asked. So yeah, do you know what's crazy, man? I just never, like, I actually sang way before I did anything else. But then once my voice broke, I had a very nice, like, voice when I was younger, I've been told. But when my voice broke, I've always been good at singing certain songs, but I never really understood vocal range and shit like that, you know? I still don't. But what's been happening a little bit more is that, so the way I learned to rap was I'd come on a beat and I'd be like, like 9 times out of 10, if you turn on a beat, I'm going to give you a fast flow with loads of But then I kind of got jealous of all the guys who I was hearing making melodic shit, because I was like, oh, I like that, you know, but I was like, I can't really do it, because as soon as I hear a beat, even if it's a slow one, all I hear is lyrics, 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 lyrics. So man, that was more of a mental thing for me. But I wrote this R&B thing over a beat, and I'm telling you, bro, fuck me, I can hit them notes, and it's all like da, 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 and it's all like pure sensual, and I'm telling you, bro, the thing is yes, you will hear Jmac singing a lot more, because as much as I like rapping aggressively and I like doing this and I like doing that, I also do really enjoy writing sexy music. And I think the best era of music ever was early 2000s, whether it came to rap or whether it came to R&B. Now, don't get me wrong, the 90s were critical in terms of rap, I understand that. But like the early 2000s slapped, when you're talking about sensual music, like get in the club kind of a thing, you know, whatever. So I do want to make those types of songs as well. So there will be more singing on those. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it's people are just gonna flip out when they see what I bring out, because I'm doing so many genres that I'm doing so many genres that it's gonna be hard to keep up. So early 2000 R&B, I want to bring that vibe back. I think it's important that we remember where hip hop started, where fucking R&B started, where it all came from. Do you know what I mean? And tap back into that aesthetic, tap back into that kind of a wave. So yeah, I'll definitely be singing more on my tracks. I do have one thing that I did want to say about, because I want to touch on this quickly.
Yeah.
Is that I know it's kind of confusing for some people. Like, wait, so Jmac battle raps, then he comes out with super aggressive music, then he's singing and being a lover boy and he's doing this. Now, normally people would give the advice and say, don't like put too many kind of vibes out there, because you want to establish yourself as a certain blah, blah, blah. I had to think on that, and I was like, how can I loophole that, because I don't like that rule. So I figured out a way. I'm very interested in Greek mythology, like mad interested in Greek mythology, always have been. So I came up with a concept, Jmac. I came up with a concept, Jmac, god of love and war. And the logo will be a helmet, like a Spartan helmet. But what actually happens is that each section of my website, the first one is Ares attack. So what that means is he'll have a red helmet, the logo will be red. That means if you see that at the start of a Jmac video, or you go onto my website and you click under Ares, you're getting aggressive stuff. You're getting battle rap. You're getting blah, blah, blah. But then if you go to the next helmet, it's going to be pink, and it's going to say Odes to Aphrodite. And that's going to be the romantic, love, like, you know, slow jam, sensual. There's another one, Hades Heartache, where it's going to be all sad. And basically what I've done is I've taken each one of the Greek gods to split kind of my personality and me doing a certain genre, so that instead of it being all random and sporadic, when you come onto my website, let's say, for example, Block doesn't like my battle rap or aggressive shit, but he likes my poetry, my love poetry or whatever, he knows from being a fan that if he clicks the yellow helmet, boom, Ode to Aphrodite, he's there. He won't see anything else but that content. Whereas you, for example, you might turn around and go, yo, I want to hear some aggressive shit. Let me click on Ares attack, and it will give you the whole thing. So that way, it's digestible for my fans and for people who want to see shit, but it also means that I have no limitations in what I produce.
That is dope. Now I got a personal question. Because that's a dope ass concept, the Greek mythology and how you just broke that down. Will they ever meet on a track?
How do you mean?
Ares, Aphrodite, will they ever meet on a track? Almost like a you versus you type of thing. Because you mentioned your different personalities, but you know, opposites attract, and I believe that heavily when it comes into music.
That's a fucking good quote. That's, yeah, Fleazy, you fucked my mind up there, because I'll tell you why. I'll I'll tell you why it's a good, like, okay, so I have, do you know what? You're bang on, bro, because I can do that as well, because I have a song where the first verse is basically me talking about fucking someone else's girl and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, haha, and all this kind of stuff, and then there's a hook. But then the second verse is from the point of view of the other fella. And it's like, basically in the song, I'm the perpetrator, but I'm also the guy who got cheated on, and I basically gloat in the first verse, and I'm like, blah, this is great, and you'd be there sitting there bopping, going, yeah, I agree with this concept, and by the second verse, I'm gonna make you feel like shit, because the guy in the second verse kills himself over it, and he ends up killing both the female and the guy. Very Eminem Stan type, in the boot kind of shit. And yeah, so yes, there will be different variations. Like, there will be times where I'm going to give you tracks that you're not expecting. I could come in on an R&B beat and completely smoke somebody. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't have those types of limitations. Like, I would challenge anybody in this live or who watches this back, send me a beat, any beat. I don't care if it's Britney Spears Toxic. Send me a beat, and I guarantee you, I bet you, on my word, I'll have a 16 posted by the next day on that beat. Do you know what I mean? I can sit and write 100 bars tonight if I want, because it's muscle memory, bro. Do you know, like, people complain about, oh, I'm not getting acknowledged, this and like that. Just shut up, like, get over it, keep working.
Yeah.
Like, I get frustrated, bro. I'm like, why every time, yeah, well, he's doing me, yeah, fuck all of that. Just do you. Your time will come, and if your time doesn't come, then you'll die, and you won't even know any difference. So there you go. You might as well work anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, now you make me want to ask a deeper question, man, because that is a lot to deal with, personal life and wearing many hats in your career. How did you get to that point where you're able to say, you know what, fuck that shit? Because even I myself at one point would want to curl up somewhere, brother, if I'm being honest. So how did you get to that point where you're like, you know what, fuck this shit, crying ain't gonna get me nowhere? How did you build that shield?
Do you know what it is, bro? This is, like, I'm not even saying like this is good advice or anything like that, but I've become a king. I've become so skilled in the art of disassociation. So it's a beautiful thing, right? Okay, put it this way. At one point in my life, I just cared about everything so much, cared about people so much, blah, 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 blah. And then I think everybody has that one event in their life that kind of defines them and stuff. Mine was the relationship breakdown, because not just because I lost a girl. I can get over that. There's plenty of them there. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that. It's just because that's the first person I ever truly loved. We were engaged. We were talking about kids, blah, blah, blah. And the fact to know that she was with another man for 10 months of that 2-year relationship, I have never felt pain like that. I've never, like, and it didn't stop. It wasn't pain for a few months. It was for nearly 2 years. I felt I wanted to die so many times and blah, blah, blah. And I do, and then, like, you know, my best friend of I don't know how many years, he committed suicide last year. Do you know what I mean? So I grew up with that guy. But here's the thing. Once enough things happen to you, you just kind of get desensitized to it. You just kind of go, oh, okay, this is the way the world is. Another important thing is what I try and say is one thing I was taught by a manager, shout out Harvey, he'll never see this, but shout out Harvey anyway. He taught me the circle of control. If it's within your circle of control and it's upsetting you, do something about it, because it's within your circle of control. If it's outside your circle of control, what the fuck are you worried about it? It's not that deep. Like, another thing is, as well, is, you know, it's like, I don't know, maybe I've gotten so logical and less emotional that if something happens, my heart doesn't go, my brain goes, and I go, okay, this has happened, this is quite inconvenient. What's the solution? How can I get around this? Blah, blah, blah. All this kind of stuff, man. You know what I mean? It just becomes kind of second nature eventually. Um, I think the biggest thing that I would encourage to anybody is, and if you're afraid of the results, if you're afraid of people hating you for how confident you are, if you're afraid of people thinking that you're arrogant because you believe in loving yourself and you manifest that and say it out loud, then don't go on the journey. But for anybody else who's prepared for that kind of hate and flack and stuff like that, once you fully get to a place where you know who the fuck you are, there's not one single person on this planet that can ever tell you different. Yes, you should listen to people. You should take people's opinions on board. You should, you know, do all of those things. But ultimately, once you find out who the fuck you are, I truly believe you're untouchable. And I'm untouchable. There's not a person on this planet that can dictate what I do, how I do it, or anything like that. Some people think that they can or would say that they can, but there's an old saying, like, sometimes you got to play the fool to fool the fool.
Mhm.
So,
Bars. Bars. So there's, but that, listen, J-Mac, I gotta say, man, some of the stuff you say is unbelievable, and the only reason I believe it is because I see you walk in it. So now I'm gonna go deeper. Has J-Mac ever shut down?
yeah, many times, a lot. Um, Bro, I have breakdowns a lot. Like, see, the thing is with me is that I have very high highs and I have very low lows, right? So, the thing is I've become good at hiding it. Like, there are times I've been on lives and I've been absolutely fucked up, and people have no idea because I'm still able to speak, blah blah blah. I'm still able to do blah blah blah. Like, yeah, definitely, man. I do shut down. I mean, what happens with me is that because I've always struggled with alcohol, that's been something that I've always struggled with. That's my vice. So what will happen is I won't drink for 2 or 3 months, and I'll be doing great. I'll have gone to the gym. I haven't been eating shitty food. I'm doing writing a lot, blah blah blah, and then out of nowhere, boom, something will happen, or else I'll just go. Like, especially when Gareth died, you know, my friend that killed himself, that fucked me up, man. That really, really, because as much as losing my relationship pained me, that was a different kind of pain. Like, I would much prefer have my friend back than have me continue that relationship with that woman, like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I do shut down, man. Like, I cry. Do you know what I mean? I'm not afraid to say that because I'm the type of guy who I'll fucking punch you in the face while I'm crying. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't mean I'm weak. It doesn't mean I'm whatever. But yeah, I have feelings, man. I do shut down. A lot of the time, I don't feel like I'm good enough. A lot of the time, I feel like no matter how much I work, like I'll literally, I'll get a beat, I'll rap over it, I'll put in all the effort of editing, posting it. As soon as I hit post, I'm like, oh, I didn't do enough. Now I need to do another one. You know, so there's a lot of pressure that I put on myself. My ADHD brain is constantly going, constantly worrying, and sometimes I do put too much on my shoulders, and I ultimately, yeah, I do have breakdown. I call them blowouts. So, bro, when I have a blowout, I could drink, I could drink 60, 80 cans of beer in 2 days, 3 days. You know, I could sit there and have 3 bottles of wine in one sitting. Um, I could drink a 70 cl of vodka, a bottle of vodka, and sit there and whatever. And I'll make poor decisions, and it can last 3 or 4 days, but then it won't happen for months, and I'll be on a really high thing. So yeah, I do break down. What I've started even doing at one point is I've started recording myself crying when I do cry when I'm drinking, because I want to see who that guy is properly with a fucking clear and sober mind. And I've decided I don't really like that guy. So yeah, I do shut down a lot, man. I'm very closed off from a lot of people too. That's why I've moved in with my friend Lizzie, so I can be close to actual people and we can work on stuff. But like, I'd encourage any man and stuff like that. You're not a pussy. You're not weak. Like, I would much prefer you just say, yo, bro, I'm struggling. I'm a bit fucked up right now, than for you to think that I judge you about that. You know what I mean? Because it's, yeah. So that, yeah, I do break down, man. I do shut down quite a lot, more than people know, and I'm pretty transparent about it on here. You know, I have a scar on my fucking head, just there. You can see it. There's another scar on my hand. That was the time I was taking a load of pills. I was drinking. I remember I dropped the bottle, I fell on the floor, and my equilibrium was so fucked up, man. I was just there swimming in glass, man, and cut my hand open, cut my forehead open, shit like that. And that's a breakdown, like, that's a shutdown. So anybody looking at me thinking, wow, this, that, and the other, just remember, I'm a fucking human too, and I break the fuck down too. And you know what I mean? Do your own thing. Don't be worried about what I'm doing.
I fucking love that about you, Jmac. It always goes back. It goes back to Aries. It goes back to Aries. He's the dominant one, and that's dope as hell to be, man. So you know, I asked this question before, and shouts out to everybody that's in the live and stuff. Usually, like I know I do, just to say, I know I do like the panels and stuff. If I miss what you guys are putting in the comments is because when I do the interviews, J-Mac knows this, I'm tunnel vision. It's like I'm looking at them. It's almost like one of them old school one-on-one conversations. So please never take that to heart. I'm never ignoring you guys. But I got to ask, man, now that we know all the things that's happening and all the things that's in the works right now that you seem to know and have that plan, what is, I ask again, the end goal now? What is this all going to lead to?
Well, there's so many different avenues that are going to lead to different things. I mean, ultimately, I did battle rap because I wanted to promote my music. I wanted more people to listen to my music and shit like that. But my vision for that has changed. I'm going to push my music through the whole Aries, like Aphrodite brand and do that. That's going to be a slower process. I'm not worried about dropping music soon or whatever, or when people want me to, because of the simple fact is I'm going to stack and stack and stack, and once it comes, it's going to be boom, 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 boom. So that's music. That's what people can expect music wise. There is a new release coming soon with myself and Red Wolf. That'll keep people going for a while. Run the shit up. If you want to see more music, run it up and I'll consider it. When it comes to battle rap, I do want it. So it works like, you know, the Premier League in football. So what it is that there's divisions. There's Division 1, there's Division 2, and people in Division 1 can, or UFC rankings, they can rise up the ranks and they get a title shot. Division 2 is what I'm aiming for, because I'm currently what you would call undrafted. Now, there's only two Irish battlers so far who have managed to make either Division 1 or Division 2. So my goal is to smash the next couple of battles that I have so convincingly that I get drafted for Division 2. Then, next year, I'm going to climb the ranks in Division 2, prove to them that I should be on Division 1, and then slowly but surely work my way up to win the Irish title. And then if it's even allowed, I want to try and win the UK title as well. So I want to be a double title holder. Now that's extremely ambitious. It's never been done before. I don't even know how the logistics would work, but we'll figure it out. So that's battle rap. I just want people to know. Do you know what I mean? I want to get in there with some OGs. Like, I'm ready to take on anybody, and my skill is just improving and improving and improving. My performance in the battles is improving. I'm learning how to freestyle more. My schemes and the way I attack. It's just a matter of time, man, with the battle rap. Poetry, again, it coincides with the book. There's a lot of poetry in the book. I'm going to focus on selling the book quite a lot as well, because that's important to me. And then once I gain some success from the book, which I know I will, I think that's going to give me more opportunities to do podcasts, to be invited to do shows, things of that nature. And then who knows, I might write another book, depending on the success of the first one, because I know I can. So yeah, so when it comes to books, I plan on looking and seeing how tangible it is, seeing what the return of investment is, and the main thing is seeing if it really helps people. Then after that, it's a simple case of boom, pushing that and getting the next book. Battle rap, I'm looking to be the champ, and that's simple. I'm looking to defend the title and fuck people up who, if they even think about coming and trying taking my gold from me. Yeah, and that's where we're at, man. You know what I mean? I'm feeling fucking invincible now. Even on my worst days, If someone pisses me off or someone, and that's one of my biggest motivations is people doubting me, people pissing me off and whatever. All the love is great. It inspires me too, but in a completely different way. And there are people who are talking shit. There are people who are doubting me. There are people who need to get fucked up. So I'm happy to do it.
And there you have it, man. Hey, listen, before we end it out, I got two more things from you, man. I want a final question, and I can't let you leave here without a hot Jmac 16, man. I'm sorry, it's kinda in the rules. You gotta give me something. Hell, I'll take 8 bars. I don't give a shit. I just need something from Jmax on the lounge again like before because the shit is amazing. But before that, Big Block, man, has me on this thing with the youth, right? And you're an older brother, so I know you have responsibilities as well. I just want an ending message from J Mac to the youth of somebody that's trying to get on. What is the motivation you would pass off to that person?
For a young person looking to get into all of this, first and foremost, I would say is you're not going to be good. You're not going to be good when you start. You're going to be terrible. People are going to think you're terrible. They'll tell you you're terrible, and you will feel terrible. But the thing is that like Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to be good at the start, so don't let that deter you from continuing, because that's where most people stop. Oh, I'm not good at this, and they automatically think, like, if you can speak and you know what words are, you can rap. That's all I gotta say on that, like, because it's simple. The second thing I would say is don't be influenced by too much by other people, especially your people the same age as you and stuff like that. Because the thing is, right, is if you're sitting there, if they're going out clubbing, they're spending the money doing whatever, yeah, it's great to live your life when you're a bit younger and stuff, and I'm not saying don't do that, but wouldn't you much prefer to be the guy that can put a mortgage down when he's 20, 25, do you know what I mean, whatever it is, and then that way you can build a studio and you can fully produce and do everything. That's another thing I'd say to a young person, is that especially if you're financially strapped like I am, learn how to do stuff yourself. Take the time, learn how to make a beat, learn how to produce, learn how to mix and master. If you can get yourself an audio interface, a microphone, and a decent laptop, that's all you need to make music. So just hone your skills, pick a few things, hone your skills, get good at it, and then just really be a one-man army with it. And like, if for the youth and shit like that as well, I know going on the road seems tempting. I myself know how easy it is to make. Like, obviously, sitting there doing a minimum wage job, you might pick up maybe $400 or $500 a week, whereas you can go out and do a job on the road and come back with 2 or 3 grand in one thing. That's very appealing, and it seems great, but you will get caught. And the thing is that you will put away so many years of your life and waste it. And if you actually look at it, the cost to serve is not worth the return of investment. Your life and your time is more important than quick cash. Play the long game, play it slow, and play it wise.
Mic drop. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And with that said, before we wrap it up, J Mac, can I please get something? Can you burn the house down for me? I got the fire extinguisher right here, man, so I'm safe. I'll be fine. Go ahead and burn it down for me before we close it out, please, sir. I'm gonna even mute right now.
All right, let me think. All right, let's do this. I destroy any track, any beat selection every time that I rap. Teaching lessons so highly favored, I don't need protection to these weak MCs. God is here if you need a blessing. Sweat beads down your cheek, I can see you stressing. Call me, I kill him calmly. You must be bar me, thinking you could bar me. Got him playing my diss tracks at the party. All these Barbies trying to call me, but I'm hardly interested. Nah, nah, nah. Listen, princess, I could give a shit if you got the biggest tits. Nah, nah, nah. When you get your self-esteem from instant clicks on your Insta pics, when you're not content with your content, do you even know what the difference is between the two? I don't think you do. Do not ask me what I think of you, because I cannot lie. I only spit the truth and then I'll disappear. Peekaboo. I know if I go, then I'm going to blow it. You do have emotions, but you do not show it. You pick me up, put me down, Pokemon Go with Pinocchio knows and you knows how to grow it. Gone so cold now that I might as well flow it. Gone so cold now that my spirit's been ghosted like me on the slow. I know that he goes, and so next time he does, can he please wear a Trojan Go beast on the speed? I'll Hulk it like Hogan. I rip through these bars, you would think that I'm Logan. Melting thorns with fire, oh no, I'm joking. You've been okay, but I've barely been coping. And baby, by you, I've barely been noticing. Here was me hoping that we'd be eloping. To you devoted, all my emotion, God gave me a gift. I'm receiving the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Something like that.
that is how you end a part two. Man, Jmac, I cannot thank you enough, brother. I am very grateful to have met you, and I don't care what you say, man. When that time release, we have definitely got to get this Fleazy Jones and Jmac thing going. I believe that's going to be explosive. So you just let me know when it's on, and it's going to be on. Period, point blank. Did you have any final words, brother?
I do, man. I do. First and foremost, I just want to shout out Premier Battles. I really do. They're doing a lot. They've come into Ireland now and they're doing bits. They're giving us opportunities. They're putting us on. And I you know, without fucking sucking anybody's dick, honestly, they have done a lot and they are doing a lot. So what I want to encourage everybody here to do is head to the Premier Battles website, check out some of the battles. You will be blown away by the talent that's there. I'm telling you, these guys would smoke a lot of the top tier American guys, even the Canadian ones. I'm telling you, these guys are fucking serious. Watch their battles, and if you're feeling generous, if you go to the Patreon, that's where all of my battles are. Unfortunately for me, my battles are all behind paywalls, but there's 3 of them there. And not only me, man, there's so many other battles there that you'll be able to see that other people won't be able to see. So get on that Patreon, couple of quid, support the scene, let us grow. So yeah, massive shout out to Premier Battles. I just want to shout out the likes of Valerie Lorraine as well, you know, for helping me with my book. Alexa Hoggett, I want to thank her. Sin and the Misfits, just everybody, man, all the Instagram community, everybody who has helped me and encouraged me to get to this space, because I've been very honest with you lot up until now about certain things that have happened with me, because I feel like if I'm transparent, it's better. So yeah, I just want to thank you. I want to thank Block. I want to let the people know, look, there's a reason that I'm fucking with these guys. Like, I don't know what's going on with the rest of you, but you need to open your eyes and see what's going on, because you need to... Like, there's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of fakeness out there. Keep with the real ones, and that's all I gotta say on that.
Love it, brother. Well, no, you are always welcome to the lounge, brother. I expect a part 3 when shit get crazy, because I want to thank you for even giving me the footage of, do you know how many mouths are going to drop once you get to where you're going? Like, wait, he was there? Like, yeah, when he was in the corner preparing, I was right there. So thank you for that, brother, man. And thank you for... Oh, tell the people, man, let me show you how real Jmac is before we leave. What time is it out there right now, brother?
Oh, shit, bro. It's 2 a.m.
Y'all heard the man. The man works a job on top of his career. And the man took time to come and rock with me. And I love you for it, brother. So, man, we're going to wrap it up, man. Thank you again, Jmac, for coming through. Thank you, everybody, coming to the live today. Please, if you ain't following them, go check out Jmac. Yo, this dude is amazing, and it's only going to get greater. And I'd like to thank you all for coming to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones, episode 36, brought to you by Block Legend 7. And I'm going to end it like I always do, man. Living off good instinct counts, so always keep your logic. Y'all be safe. We out.
Peace.
Peace.